Hey you, yeah, you, staring at your screen right now, feeling that knot in your stomach. You know the one, that tightness that creeps in when you check your bank account and see the numbers mocking you. Or when you open your email and there's another urgent bill screaming for attention. Maybe it's not even the money. Maybe it's the fact you're working a job you don't love, living for weekends that never feel long enough, chasing a life that's supposed to feel free. But does it, really? Or do you feel like you're running on a hamster wheel chasing something you can't quite name? Welcome to Emorations. This is where we rip the veil off the lies we've been fed about what it means to live a good life. Today, we're diving into something so sneaky, so insidious, it's got most of us trapped without us even realizing it. It's not debt, at least not just debt. It's something bigger, something softer, something we've been taught to crave. Comfort. You heard me? Comfort. That cozy couch you sink into after a long day. That predictable paycheck. That secure life everyone told you to chase. The one with the nice car, the streaming subscriptions, the coffee runs, the house with the white picket fence, or at least the apartment you're overpaying for. Sounds nice, right? Sounds like freedom. But what if I told you that comfort is the modern trap that's keeping you enslaved? That it's not just chaining you, it's convincing you to love your chains. This isn't just about money or bills. This is about your mind, your soul, and the life you're living or not living. Inspired by the razor-sharp philosophy of Friedrich Nietzsche, we're going to peel back the layers of this trap and expose the truth. The comfort you're chasing is a cage, and the key to freedom isn't out there, it's inside you. So grab a coffee, or skip the $6 latte for once, and let's talk about how the pursuit of comfort is silently stealing your life. By the end of this, you might just see the world a little differently, maybe even yourself. Let's dive in.
Picture this. It's Friday night. You've survived another week at a job that's fine. Not soul-crushing, but not exactly lighting your heart on fire either. You get home, kick off your shoes, order some takeout, and scroll through your phone. You're tired, but you're comfortable. You've got your routine. Your Netflix queue is stacked. Your fridge has just enough food to get you through the week. You're not rich, but you're not broke either. You're doing okay. You're living the dream, right? Or are you? Let's rewind. When you were a kid, what did you dream about? Maybe you wanted to travel the world, start a band, write a book, or just be free. Not free like you could afford a vacation once a year, free like you could wake up every day and live life on your terms. No alarm clocks, no bosses breathing down your neck, no constant anxiety about whether you're keeping up. So what happened? Where did that kid go? I'll tell you what happened. You got comfortable. Not in a life is perfect way, but in a this is good enough way. You traded the wild, uncertain dreams of your younger self for something safer, something predictable. A paycheck, a routine, a life that looks good on paper. And here's the kicker. You didn't even realize you were making a trade. See, comfort is sneaky. It doesn't come with a warning label. It doesn't show up like a villain in a movie, twirling its mustache and locking you in a dungeon. It's more like that friend who's too nice, the one who convinces you to stay in instead of taking a risk. Comfort whispers, you don't need to chase that crazy dream. You've got a good thing going. Don't mess it up. And slowly, quietly, you start to believe it. But here's where it gets real. That comfort you're clinging to, it's not just a cozy blanket, it's a trap. A beautifully designed, socially approved, culturally celebrated trap that keeps you exactly where the system wants you. Obedient, predictable, and just a little bit miserable.
Let's break this down. Why is comfort a trap? Because it's not just about feeling good, it's about control. The modern world isn't built to make you free, it's built to make you useful. Useful to who? To the system. Corporations, banks, governments, the whole machine that runs on your time, your energy, and your compliance. Think about it. From the moment you're born, you're handed a script. Go to school, get good grades, go to college, get a job, buy a house, save for retirement, die happy. Sound familiar? It's the American dream, the ultimate promise of comfort. But let's do a quick reality check. As of 2025, the average American has over $6,000 in credit card debt, $30,000 in student loans, and a mortgage that'll take 30 years to pay off. And that's just the financial side. What about the emotional cost, the stress, the feeling that you're always one missed payment, one bad day, one layoff away from losing it all? This isn't freedom. This is a leash made of comfort. You're told that if you just follow the rules, work hard, pay your bills, don't make waves, you'll get to the good part, the part where you're set. But when does that part come? When you're 65? 75? When you're too tired to enjoy it? Here's the truth. The system doesn't want you to win. It wants you to keep playing. Comfort is the bait. It's the promise that if you just stay in line, you'll get the life you're supposed to want. But what if the life you're supposed to want isn't the life you actually need? This is where Nietzsche comes in. Yeah, I know, Nietzsche sounds like some dusty philosopher who's only relevant to pretentious college kids. But stick with me, because this guy saw through the lies of his time, and his words cut even deeper today.
Friedrich Nietzsche, the 19th century philosopher with the epic mustache and even more epic ideas, had a way of seeing through the BS of society. In his book On the Genealogy of Morals, he dropped a truth bomb that's still shaking things up. The systems that control us don't just use force, they use morality. They make you believe that following their rules isn't just practical, it's good, it's virtuous, it's what responsible, mature people do. Nietzsche said that the concept of guilt, yes, that sinking feeling in your gut when you miss a deadline or can't pay a bill, wasn't born out of some divine sense of right and wrong, it was born out of debt. In ancient societies, if you owed someone something, you paid it back, or you got punished harshly, like lose a finger harshly. Over time, that punishment wasn't just physical, it became psychological. You didn't just owe money, you owed obedience. You owed yourself. Here's where it gets wild. In German, the word for guilt and debt is the same, Schuld. Let that sink in for a second. When you feel guilty for not keeping up with your payments, your rent, your lifestyle, you're not just feeling bad about money, you're feeling bad about you. The system has wired you to see your worth through the lens of your bank account, your job title, your ability to keep up. And that's not an accident, it's a design. Nietzsche called this moral slavery. It's not about chains or whips, it's about convincing you to chain yourself, to feel ashamed when you don't follow the script, to feel like a failure when you can't afford the life you're told you should have. And comfort? Comfort is the carrot dangled in front of you to keep you running. Let me tell you a story to make this hit home. A few years ago, I had a friend named Jake. Jake was the guy everyone envied. Great job at a tech startup, nice apartment, always posting about his weekend getaways on Instagram. He was living the dream, or so we thought. One night, over a couple of beers, Jake broke down. He told me he was drowning. Not in water, but in debt. Student loans, car payments, credit cards. He was working 60-hour weeks just to keep up. He wasn't living, he was surviving. But here's the kicker. Jake didn't even want half the stuff he was paying for. The fancy car, he got it because his co-workers had nice cars and he didn't want to look less successful. The apartment, he could have lived somewhere cheaper, but he wanted to keep up appearances. Jake wasn't free, he was trapped by comfort,
by expectations, by the need to look like he had it all together. Sound familiar? Maybe you're not Jake, but I bet you know a Jake. Or maybe you are a Jake, quietly carrying the weight of a life you didn't fully choose, chasing comfort because you were told it's what winners do.
So, how does this comfort trap actually work? Let's break it down like we're dissecting a bad rom-com. First, the system sells you a story. From the time you're a kid, you're bombarded with images of what a good life looks like. Big house, shiny car, exotic vacations, a wardrobe that screams, "I made it." Advertisements, movies, social media, they all paint the same picture. Comfort equals success. Happiness is a new iPhone, a bigger TV, a kitchen with granite countertops. And the best part? You don't even have to wait to get it. Enter stage 2, credit. The system makes it so easy to have it all now. Want a car? Sign here. Want a degree? Take out a loan. Want a house? Here's a 30-year mortgage that'll have you paying double the price by the time you're done. Credit is the magic wand that turns someday into today. But it comes with a catch. You're not just borrowing money, you're borrowing your future. Every dollar you spend today is a dollar you owe tomorrow, plus interest. And that interest, it's not just money, it's your time, your energy, your freedom. Here's a stat to make your jaw drop. In 2025, the average American household owes over $100,000 in total debt. Mortgages, student loans, credit cards, you name it. That's not just a number, that's years of your life, chained to a job, a payment plan, a system that profits off your obedience. And here's the third part of the trap, the real gut punch: guilt. The system doesn't just want your money, it wants your mind. It wants you to believe that if you can't keep up, it's your fault. You didn't work hard enough. You didn't budget well enough. You're not good enough. That's why you feel like garbage when you miss a payment or can't afford the latest gadget. It's not just about the money. It's about the story you've been told about what it means to be successful. Nietzsche saw this coming a century ago. He warned that the powerful don't just control your body, they control your values. They decide what's good and bad, what's responsible and irresponsible. And in our world, they've decided that chasing comfort through debt, through overwork, through sacrifice is the ultimate virtue. Let me tell you another story. My cousin Sarah wanted to be a painter. She was crazy talented, the kind of person who could make a canvas come alive. But everyone told her art wasn't practical. So she went to college, took out $40,000 in loans, got a business degree, and landed a stable job in marketing. Now she's 30, working 50-hour weeks, paying off her loans, and miserable. She hasn't painted in years. Her apartment's nice, her car's decent, but she told me recently, "I feel like I'm living someone else's life." That's the comfort trap. Sarah didn't choose her life. She chose comfort, and it's costing her everything. Okay, let's hit pause. What if everything you've been taught about comfort is a lie? What if the things you're chasing, the house, the car, the secure job, aren't making you free but keeping you trapped? What if the real cost of comfort isn't just your money but your soul? Nietzsche had a name for the person who sees through this lie, the Übermensch, the overman. Not a superhero with a cape, but someone who creates their own values, their own meaning, their own life. The Übermensch doesn't follow the script.
They don't chase comfort just because everyone else does. They ask the hard questions. What do I actually want? What am I willing to sacrifice for? Not because I have to, but because I choose to. This is where things get practical. Because seeing the trap is one thing, escaping it is another. So let's talk about how to break free. Not with some rah-rah motivational speech, but with real actionable steps you can take to reclaim your life from the comfort trap. Step 1. Get clear on the math. Knowledge is power, and the comfort trap thrives on your ignorance. Look at your finances like you're a detective solving a crime. How much debt do you have? What's the interest rate? How much of your income is going to things you don't even care about? For example, a $300,000 mortgage at 5% interest over 30 years doesn't cost $300,000, it costs closer to $600,000 by the time you're done. That's not just money, that's years of your life. My buddy Mike was drowning in $20,000 of credit card debt. He was making minimum payments, thinking he was managing it. Then he sat down, did the math, and realized he'd be paying for his 20s well into his 40s. That was his wake-up call. He got ruthless, cut up the cards, sold some stuff, picked up a side gig, and paid it off in 2 years. Now he's not rich, but he's free. He sleeps better at night because he's not owned by a bank. Step 2. Redefine success. The system wants you to measure your worth by your stuff, your car, your house, your followers. But what if success was about your freedom? What if it was about waking up every day and knowing you're living for you, not for a paycheck or someone else's approval? Start small. Maybe it's saying no to that expensive dinner you don't really want. Maybe it's skipping the upgrade on your phone. Maybe it's choosing a cheaper apartment so you can work less and live more.
Step 3. Invest in yourself, not in stuff. Comfort tells you to buy things that make you feel good now. A new couch, a bigger TV. But real freedom comes from investing in things that can't be taken away. Learn a skill that makes you indispensable. Start a side hustle that could one day replace your job. Read books that expand your mind, like The Millionaire Next Door by Thomas Stanley, which shows how real wealth comes from living below your means, not flaunting it. Step 4. Embrace discomfort. Yeah, I know, it sounds like a bumper sticker, but hear me out. The comfort trap works because we're terrified of uncertainty. We'd rather stay in a job we hate than risk starting something new. But growth isn't comfortable. Freedom isn't comfortable. The Übermensch doesn't avoid discomfort, they lean into it. They know that the pain of change is temporary, but the pain of staying trapped is forever. Let me tell you about Lisa, a single mum I met at a coffee shop. She was stuck in a dead-end retail job, barely making ends meet, but she had a knack for baking. Everyone raved about her cupcakes. One day she got fed up with comfortable misery and started selling her baked goods on the side. It was scary. She had to work late nights, deal with picky customers, and figure out taxes. But 2 years later, she's got a small bakery, her own hours, and a smile that lights up the room. She didn't escape the trap by staying comfortable. She did it by daring to be uncomfortable. This isn't just about money or jobs or stuff. This is about your life. The comfort trap doesn't just steal your bank account. It steals your time, your dreams, your potential. Nietzsche said the greatest danger isn't suffering. It's living a life that's not yours. A life defined by someone else's values, someone else's rules. Every day you spend chasing comfort is a day you're not chasing meaning. Every dollar you spend on stuff you don't need is a dollar you could have spent on freedom. Every moment you spend trying to keep up is a moment you're not living for you. But here's the good news. You can choose differently. Right now, today. You don't need to burn down your life or quit your job tomorrow. You just need to start questioning the script.
Stop asking, how do I win this game? And start asking, why am I playing it? Nietzsche's Übermensch isn't some unattainable ideal. It's you waking up to the truth. It's you deciding that your life is worth more than a credit score or a corner office. It's you choosing to create your own values, your own path, your own freedom.
So here we are. You've seen the trap. You've heard Nietzsche's warning. You know that comfort isn't the goal, it's the cage. Now what? This is your moment. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when you have it all figured out. Right now. Take one step toward breaking free. Maybe it's sitting down tonight and looking at your finances with clear eyes. Maybe it's saying no to something you don't really need. Maybe it's dusting off that dream you buried because it wasn't practical. You don't owe the system anything. Not your time, not your energy, not your soul. But you do owe yourself something. A life that's yours. A life where you're not just surviving, but living. Where you're not just comfortable, but free. If this hit you, if something in your gut just woke up, don't keep it to yourself. Share this video with 5 people who need to hear it. Friends, family, anyone who's still chasing the illusion of comfort. Drop a comment below and tell me, what's the one thing you're going to do today to break free from the trap? I read every single one because this isn't just a YouTube channel, it's a movement. A movement of people waking up, stepping out of the cage and reclaiming their lives. And if you want more truth, more clarity, more fire, hit that subscribe button. Not because I'm asking you to, but because you're ready to stay awake. This is Emorations. This is where we stop playing the game and start writing our own rules. You're not here to be comfortable, you're here to be you. Let's make it happen.